analogy, if we said feminism is all about women's rights, and with things I have seen here in Europe, and the things I have seen where I'm coming from, and the things that we all know generally, one begs to ask the question, why is feminism, or how is feminism benefiting other non-white women, to be very honest? That is one
Yeah,
question that I believe we as a society, or whoever is beating their hands on their chest claiming to be a feminist, should genuinely ask themselves, because living in hypocrisy is not really a good thing to behold by those that are really
of
suffering.
course.
And to really
Well,
explain my point, I will make an example about the society that you and I live, Italy. I don't see any particular law apart from the welfare programs that are generally open to the female folks, which they partake from on an average. I don't see a particular law that favors a migrant male person than a migrant female person. The same law, the same way the law treats a Nigerian man is the same way they treat a Ghanaian woman. It does not make any distinction. So, really, Yohamin, if I came from Africa today and I have lived here in the last 5 years in Italy, I have seen the changes of law, cultural law, or whatever law that is there that is actually
yes,
affecting my life as a migrant. Of what use
yes,
is feminism to me?
yes. Uh,
Meanwhile, I do
I,
not see female going down the street protesting to be able to protect my right as a woman. I'm
yes.
confused here. Imagine telling an African daughter today that just arrived in this European context. Let us even leave Africa, for instance. It's even too far away. In this very society that we live in, why should an African descent become a feminist like you?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. It just brings us back to what I was saying before. Yeah, why should an African woman be a feminist? Especially if she's a diaspora, if she has come here, if she has seen that she's been uh, treated uh, not equally even by other white feminist women. Because many people from the diaspora, even black Italians, sometimes they join the feminist movement and then they say, I cannot stay there because I feel that I am not recognized, my particularities are not
Wow. I
recognized.
I didn't even know about this. I just make my personal rough observation. I didn't even know there is already an evidence and experience of this nature. Thank you for sharing that with us. I didn't know about this even.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Like, and they understand this because they will say, I will go to this group, which is feminist women. I will say I'm a black Italian, and then I go there and my popularities are not recognized, and even there I am discriminated. So for me, I was also surprised because uh, I would not expect that from a real feminist. This still, I'm sorry that I will be very, very repetitive. It's just that I'm a very flexible person, but with principle and ideas, I have some liners. And I will go back to that because I repeat, I will still be a feminist because feminism is not something of the West. We don't have to think about it as white women's idea. We have to think about it. It's a movement that protects women's rights and human rights. I will be part of it and I will change it. I will apply it to myself in my life as I fit. I will not take it as it was first classical. I will not take it as the second wave only. I will not take it as the third wave because the third wave also includes other gender identity issues. It includes
Mhm.
the sex work debate. There's also a debate about sex work between feminists. Those who say a woman, her body should do sex work, or those who say no, sex work is not good for your dignity, so she should not say it. So there's many layers of feminism, so you can't say it's like a democracy. There's many ways to apply it, there's many ways to better it. So as many things in my life, I say I believe in feminism as the first original idea of thinking women rights are human rights, and women should have equality for social, cultural, economical, political issues. Not that we have to be equal to men. I always say I do not want to be equal to men or to be a man, because I equality should be about equal opportunity, but not about being the same. But still, I think you don't have to throw something away because it's not perfect. You have to work on it. Feminism is like democracy. It's not perfect, but I will not throw it away. I will work with it. I will change it. In fact, some people say black feminism. Some people say intersectional feminism, because it should consider also other women. So they change the name, but still believe that women's rights are human rights. So I'm telling you, if as a diaspora black woman in Italy, I'll say okay, I am a black Italian. I don't feel accepted by the feminist movement in all my beings. What will I do? I will speak up. I will talk to these people. I will tell them, please do consider this also. So what I will do is talk and tell them I agree with you on women's rights issues, but also do listen to me. And I'm telling you, this is not only with black feminists that's happening. It's also happening with classical feminists from the 60s, etc., who are old ladies now, and the very young generation. Because Italy has
Mm-hmm.
experienced those women who fought for the votes, real fighters, uh, who had to close their femininity. So even if you go there, I am also a member. When I go there, like if you have makeup, too much makeup, even is not really well seen. There's been the way where the women are like, I am independent, but I am also a woman, so I dress and put makeup as I want. And there is now the very new generation, they are like from 16, 20, 21,
Yeah.
who started calling themselves feminist again. Because before that, we had a generation in the last 15 years um, that were not fighting for women's rights anymore, because they said in Italy we vote, we work, we can have an abortion, we can have free sex. What more do we want? And they stopped fighting for their rights. And now in this last 2 years, if you have noticed in Italy, women's
Mm-hmm.
rights are being reconsidered. Lately they are saying that abortions cannot be had. There are many decisions by judges on abortion that they say if it was only 10 seconds, it's not okay. If it was only 20 seconds, it's not working. How was she dressed? So we're going backwards. Why is that? They saw that women have stopped fighting because they're like, it's all okay. So the new generation, those who are from 16 to 2021, is the generation that did not watch TV. So they were on social media. They also speak even English. They speak more better English. Normally, in Italy, English is not that very important. This generation are going out because they have an international site. They go on online. They see other. They're going out and they're saying, "I am a feminist," but they're being feminist in a new way, in a way that includes other women, too, in a way that says, "Let's speak other women." So I like this very very young women, and these very young women, they don't speak to the others who are 60, 70 years old in Italy. And it's one of
Okay.
the things I
There
tell.
is a
For
generational
me,
gap too.
yes, and for me, I go among all. I go to the feminists who are black. I go to the feminists who are young. I go to the feminists who are 60 years old. Those who are 40 years old, uh, and I talk to all of them, because for me, I want to see how they all think, and then I want to find my own angle. I think in life you should also
Of
find
course.
your own
Of course.
idea of reasoning. So for me, being a feminist should be not being a classical white feminist, But a diaspora woman should still fight even more than others because she's facing feminism in a fiercer way. Because a black woman uh, has two problems. She's black and she has two, black and woman. Sorry for the word problem. I mean, the fact that you are black and the fact that you are woman, it brings you the
No,
problem
I
of
understand. I understand you. I mean, it is for argument's sake. You are trying to explain yourself,
exactly,
so I believe our listeners will be
exactly,
able to understand it as well.
exactly. So for this, you are being judged doubly. You can ask any woman in Italy, any black Italian or any migrant woman who's going around with around if she's walking around somewhere where there's no men, a car will stop. It has happened to me 2 3 times. I'm like, what the heck is happening here? Because if you have long braided hair, they think that you are a prostitute. Why? We don't know. We do not know.
That's
So
so true.
the and for me, like couple of times, I'm like, do you need like when somebody call me, you think that they need directions, so you just go and
Direction.
talk to them because you want to be polite, and then I'm like, what the heck is happening? So you can ask many women. I'm sure this has not happened to me. It has happened to my friends also. So if you are black, you are being judged by being black, and then you are being judged also by being a black woman. So if you are a black woman, it's like a double condition that puts more judgment on you. So they're going to think that you are a prostitute. If you are not a prostitute, even there will be another other judgments on you for sure. Um, and this condition puts you to live in prejudice as a woman, but also in more prejudice uh, as a black woman. And you will
Yes.
suffer when you see that all these feminist white women also, they do not listen to you when they say, for me it happened, okay, let me tell you something. It happened to me at work 2 3 times that I had feminist colleagues that were really fighters, for women's rights. And they would
Mm-hmm.
do the same things they complained about to me. And then when they complained, I agreed with them. And I'm like, this is the same thing. If you say that these men are not listening to you or giving attention to your words because you are a woman, I mean, even if they are aware they are women, so the men do not listen to them. Don't do the same thing to me. It's not that because I'm black, you don't have to listen to me. Even if my idea seems out of the box, it is out of the box because culturally I am richer than you. You see things in a certain way, which is the Western way. Me, I see things the Western way and the non-Western way because being multicultural is a richness if you know
Of course.
how
A
how
huge
how
plus.
to take information from it. Exactly. For me, I
Absolutely.
only choose which is bad and which is good. I don't want to harm anybody, so I choose any cultural aspect that does not harm other people, and I apply it to myself. Which I think is
Mm-hmm.
good. Which if I think it's bad, I don't apply. So if I see things from another way, please do listen to me, especially if you are working with migrant women or women who maybe they are Italian but they have an other origins, Arab origins or African origins. When I tell you this person sees things in a different way, let's consider this. Let's talk to her this way, not this way. Do listen to me, and they do not listen. So this is to tell you sometimes we talk about rights, we understand faults only when they are made to us, when we are victims, but we should also listen. I think this is a big problem. This is a big problem. People have stopped listening to other people. There's a lot of polarization, which is
That's so true.
poverty. It's mental
That's so
poverty.
true. Yes,
Yeah.
that's so true. That's so true.